Arrowhead Stadium, the Miami Dolphins take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Hello, everyone. I'm UPN 44 Sports Director Beasley Reeves, and welcome to our coverage of the 1997 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It's preseason game number 3. The play-by-play man is Dave Sims, and Dave, the tremendous thunderstorms are past, and maybe we can see some football.
Thank you, Beasley. Good to be with you again. And I tell you what, a lot of Buc fans would like to see this offense finally perform their own thunder. Still looking for a win, still looking for the first touchdown of this preseason. Mike Alstott, here's an upside note. He returns this evening. Does he help?
Oh, he helps big time. Now, this is one of the leaders of this team. He's got a perfect body, perfect attitude. I love the guy. They love him, and that should really help the running game. Maybe they get in the end zone tonight.
But here's another quandary. For him to be productive, he's got to have a lot of help on the offensive line, and a lot of familiar names on that O-line are out tonight.
Well, Gruber's out, Pine is out, Mayberry's out, all these guys with minor injuries, as you can see. Promising rookie Frank Middleton will not play, so some backups will have to step in, rise to the occasion. I think they'll do that tonight.
Mike Alstott, welcome back to the offense. Defensively, Hardy Nickerson returns after the turf toe injury, kept him out of the game last week in Atlanta. That should be another note for the defense. They got beat up pretty good last week.
Well, they did. The running game for Atlanta was great, and I think because Hardy wasn't there. He changes the defenses. Two-time Pro Bowler, the emotional leader. He's back, and we should see some Tampa Bay Buccaneer defense tonight.
All right, this being the third game of the preseason, that means cut-down day. The first big one is Tuesday. And the third member of our broadcast team, Scott Brantley's on the field. And, Scott, talk about the high anxiety that this game could produce tonight.
Guys, you know, that is true, and you don't see it in the faces of the players quite yet. I think when depending on how much playing time they get will determine whether they'll be here come Monday or Tuesday. So that's where it stands right now. Most of these guys think they're going to stick, but come Monday or Tuesday, about 35 or 40 of them will be gone and might get picked up on the practice squad, might not. So it's a critical time for so many, and we wish them all the best of luck.
Critical is the operative word, no doubt about it. Big cross-state rivalry, Miami and Tampa Bay. It's coming your way. Tampa Bay preseason football, the opening kickoff is coming up right after this. You're watching Tampa Bay Buccaneer preseason football on UPN 44, your official station for the Bucs. He would just love to get that offense untracked tonight, and he'll get an opportunity going against Jimmy Johnson. The Buccaneers have won the toss. Jimmy Johnson's ball club will be kicking off. Deep to receive is Marvin Marshall.
Marvin's a good athlete. Marvin is one of the guys that needs a big performance in preseason to show that he can contribute something to this football game, to this football team. Anytime Miami and Tampa Bay get together, I played in one of these preseason games. It's just like a regular season game. I don't care if it's preseason game 1, 2, or 3.
Arlinda Moray out of Syracuse. Big kick deep into the end zone, 5 yards deep, and Marshall's going to bring it out to the 10. Try to get to the corner. 15 to the 17-yard line. And he's knocked out of bounds by number 22, that's Sean Wooden of the Miami Dolphins. Here's a look at the Publix starting lineup. Dilfer, Red, Alstott back in action. Copeland looking to break out, and that offensive line revamped with Middleton, Mayberry, and Gruber out of action. Bucs will put it in play. 1st and 10 from their own 24-yard line. It's Dave Moore, the tight end, in motion. Dilfer running to Alstott, his first carry of the season. It's a beauty up to the 32-yard line. So Mike Alstott gets the crowd into the game immediately.
There we go. That's what we've been looking for. Way to go, Mike Alstott. Good job by the offensive line.
Defensive unit for Jimmy Johnson's Miami Dolphins. Armstrong, Bowens, and Gardner and Taylor up front. You're going to like Anthony Harris, the linebacker. Dwight Hollier in the middle. Rogers, Buckley, Jackson, Wooden, and Harris. 11 yards on that gain. First down, Tampa Bay. Ball at the 35. Dilfer's first pass underneath. And let Alstott do it. He gets across the 35 to the 37-yard line. He's brought down by Anthony Harris, the strong side linebacker. Second year out of Auburn, number 51.
I tell you what's so important about Mike Alstott being back in this lineup is that Trent Dilfer knows him, trusts him. He looks for him. It makes Trent more comfortable. And you see how quickly Trent made the decision to go to Alstott. That's a good job, a good couple of plays by the Buccaneers.
Second down and 4. Alstott the only back. Moore in motion. Alstott gets his 3rd straight touch. Across the 40, barreling ahead to about the 43. He's got another first down, Tampa Bay.
All right, that's what these fans have been looking for, something to get excited about, and they get it in Mike Alstott.
Collier with the tackle.
Just a straight-ahead dive play, little lead blocking, and this revamped offensive line is doing a real good job. Look at how many guys it took to bring Alstott down. Now, I said he has a perfect body. That's because he's huge and he's low to the ground. Great football attitude. When I say combo, I mean he's a runner and a receiver, and we've seen it already in this possession.
High formation, that's Harris. The deep back is Eric Rett. Dilfer play action. Underneath, he's got Alstott. He got hammered and loses the ball. And it's picked up by Miami at the 38-yard line. The Dolphins take over. Sean Wooden, the strong safety, his second year out of Notre Dame with the recovery. Fumble forced by Anthony Harris. So Alstott fumbles, and Miami takes over. 12:44 to go. We're just underway from Houlihan Stadium. The Miami Dolphins ready for their first offensive series when we come back.
Last week on the UPN 44 10 o'clock news.
Series for the Bucs, but unfortunately he turns it over right here.
Well, it's just a basic pattern, and you can tell that Trent's looking for him. It's a good catch. He turns around, and I don't know how he let that ball go. Now, he's been out a few days, been out with injury. So, you know, you can excuse Mike making a little mistake there. You know, his heart's going in the right direction.
High formation for Marino. Goes after the second-year cornerback. Looked him off and then throws underneath the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar down to the 32-yard line. Hardy Nickerson, number 56, knocks him down. Dan Marino leads the Miami offense with Abdul-Jabbar and Pritchett in the backfield. McDuffie and Barnett the wideouts. Drayton Webb, Sims, Ruddy, McGyver, and Brown up front. Playing in a light mist here at Houlihan Stadium. Second down and 6. Abdul-Jabbar with the carry. Oh, good stick. Good stick, number 59, Rufus Porter, with help from Nickerson. And you see Warren Sapp piling. Not much happening there. Curry, Culpepper, Sapp, and Upshaw, with Porter, Nickerson, and Brooks the linebackers. Abraham, Rusk, Lynch, and Johnson in the backfield. And Rusk is a second-year player, and look for Marino to try to pick on him. Third down for Dan Marino. Don't need much of an introduction for him. Got all the numbers. Penalty flag, stop this play.
False start on the center, number 61.
So the center with the false start, Johnny Greer and his crew working tonight's game.
The offensive line of Miami knew that a blitz was coming, and just at the last second, I saw John Lynch, the safety on this team, come up to take the slot back man for man. That's how we know that it's a blitz coming, and overreacting. A little anticipation, getting ready to block the blitzing players. Miami jumps offside.
Tim Ruddy, the center. 3rd and 10 at the 37. Marino, left corner, got a man, knocked out of bounds. They're going to give him a completion. Yes, they do. Completion to Fred Barnett. Knocked out of bounds by Melvin Johnson. First down, Miami.
Barnett is the starter. And Barnett makes a nice catch there. It's always a completion when the defender carries the offensive man out of bounds. So clearly a good call by the referees. This ball is caught. Marino finds this man immediately. See, it's caught in bounds, and the defender pushes him out of bounds. That's always good.
And you saw the guy left in the dust there was Reggie Rusk. Beaten on that play. Marino changing up on his 1st and 10 at the 14. A sprint draw to Abdul-Jabbar. Big hole left side. Inside the 10 to about the 7. Abdul-Jabbar knocked down by Derrick Brooks.
The defense started out looking very good, Dave. You know, you had a lot of people on a couple of those tackles, but when you're dealing with Dan Marino, his decisions are going to be immediate. He reads the defense as good or better than anybody who has ever played the position. He recognizes where the soft spots are. There's a soft spot in every defense, and he finds it right away.
2nd and 3 at the 7. Miami in its first possession, this coming off a Tampa Bay turnover, threatening. McDuffie in motion. Marino. Abdul-Jabbar can't find anywhere to go. It finally swarmed under. Maybe got back to the line of scrimmage. Hardy Nickerson there, as well as Warren Sapp. And you see Reagan Upshaw being pulled up too.
A field goal is a victory for the Buccaneers. That's all the defense wants to do, is limit them to a field goal. And look at Hardy back in the game, just kind of sifting along, trying to find the run. Abdul-Jabbar is hiding behind this big offensive lineman. Finally, Hardy snuffs him out and puts him on his back.
They're telling him no gain. 33 at the 7th. Marino, impressive numbers once again. The only thing he's lacking in his career is a Super Bowl championship. Slant pattern, knocked down. Good play. Derrick Brooks. Now the Tampa Bay defensive unit gets the job done. They'll force a field goal attempt by Miami.
Derrick Brooks has so much speed. He's so athletic that he's about 15 or 20 pounds bigger than he was coming out of college. People said, oh, he's so, look at that break on the ball. Reading Marino's eyes, good anticipation. Lower body has really gotten huge. That's what I'm talking about. He's got a big future. That's a great play.
25-yard field goal attempt by Lindo Murray. He's 1 for 1 on the season. Make it 2 for 2. So with 9:13 to go, first quarter, Miami's on the board, capitalizing on a Tampa Bay turnover. Dolphins lead it 3-zip here at Houlihan Stadium. We return in a moment.
And now a cost comparison.
Some life so far tonight.
Murray's first kickoff went 5 yards deep, this time to the 1. Marshall with the return with some daylight to the corner. 30, 35, 40. And knocked out of bounds at midfield. Outstanding return. They're going to mark it back to the 44-yard line. Marvin Marshall. 43 yards on the kickoff return. Lindo Murray, the kicker, ran him out of bounds.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Signs of life from the Buccaneers. That's a super return, very good blocking. Now Marshall took that first kickoff return even though it was so deep because he's one of the guys that must make a play. So he gambled on the first one. Here he is showing his reckless and yet very intelligent, picking the right holds. Good run.
From the 44 go the Bucs on their second possession. Dilfer gives to Eric. Oh boy, he got stuck big time. Linebacker Dwight Hollier and Tim Bowens. Tim Bowens on a really good pop. That Miami scoring drive didn't take him long to get a 3 spot on the board.
3 minutes and 31 seconds.
Guys, they're pounded inside to set up the play action pass. The one Alstott fumbled out in the flat. Look for Eric Rett inside.
Eric was dancing big time. Scott coming out in the introduction. He was really hyped up. 2nd and 9. Trent 2-step drop outside. He's got a man, and it's going to be up close to a first down. It's Carl Williams, number 86. Calvin Jackson, the right corner, ends that play.
Tell you what I like about Trent Dilfer tonight. He is decisive. He's perfect. 3 for 3, throwing the ball in the right places. 3-step drop. This is very good for Trent early in a game. 3-step drops, not a lot of decisions to make. Just get it right to the quick guy. And there's a look at Carl Williams. Is he the truth? I think so. He's got a big upside. He's one of these Kingsville guys. There are 2 offensive linemen starting from Kingsville, and there's a receiver from that tiny school in Texas.
Dilfer 3 for 3, looking at a 3rd and 1. Brett running tentatively, and then following behind George Diaz gets a first down. Anthony Harris brings him down to the 51.
I love Eric Rett. In the pregame, when they introduced the players, he was going crazy. He lives in that Miami area. There his numbers are from 1996. Worked so hard this offseason. I hope, you just have to say, a guy that recognizes he made a mistake, you pray that he's given the opportunity to really show the fruits of his hard work. He's worked very hard.
From the 44, Dilfer going to throw. Got time. Home run ball down the right sideline for Copeland. Copeland's there. Contact. Penalty flag. It'll be a 1st and goal for Tampa Bay. Terrell Buckley on the coverage. They went to high C. Horace Copeland.
High C with the stutter and go. He faked like he was going to run about a 17-yard comeback route, and then he took off again. Buckley It frightened Buckley to the point where he took off running. He never found the football, and that was the result. He's already run the stutter, and see, look at him turning around. He's not even looking at the football. That's a clear case of pass interference.
And the height differential, pretty substantial too. Terrell Buckley listed at 5'9", high C, at 6'3". 40 yards on that penalty. I formation rep. The deep back behind Alstott. Bucks looking for the first touchdown of the preseason. Won't get it right there. Rep barely back to the line of scrimmage. And boy, a little murmur in the crowd because a lot of folks were watching last week 8 times inside the 5 and nothing doing.
Well, you know that they worked a lot on that in practice.
Yeah, well.
I was in practice just about every day. The offensive line has put in a lot of work on that play, so they desperately need to punch one in here.
Field goal will not be much of a moral victory here. Harris goes in motion, 2nd and goal. Dilfer, rep, cuts it back, driving, pushing. He didn't get in, but he's close. Tim Bowen, 95, shoves him back. But nice punt and peck work there by Eric Rett.
See, Eric Rett is more comfortable 9 yards back from the line of scrimmage. He's back far enough in this formation where he can pick his holes. He chose not to follow Mike Alstott, picked his way in. Very close.
Gonna be a 3rd and goal at the 1 for the Bucks. Extra tight end Patrick Hape is in. Give it to Alstott. Denied. He didn't get in. Dwight Hollier, number 50. Help from number 56, Mike Crawford. Dilfer can't believe it.
We got to go for it, Dave. I think it's very important for this football team to go for it here on 4th and very short.
They are going to go for it. The crowd imploring the Bucks. This offensive line of Odom, Love, Doggins, Diaz in once. Got to get it done right here. Miami is ready. Hape is the up back. Alstott the deep back. 4th and goal. Play action. Dilfer's going to roll in. And for the first time in the 97 preseason, touchdown Tampa Bay.
Great sucker punch by Mike Shula, the offensive coordinator of the Buccaneers. That's a super call. Fooled everybody. The focus was on Mike Alstott. What a super call.
Boy, did the Bucks need that. Husted for the extra point. A hold by Barnhart. The kick is up and good. So, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have scored their first touchdown of the 97 preseason. And we get a break. With Trent Dilfer and the guys leading 7-0 over the Miami Dolphins. Lead the Dolphins to time remaining and Gant firing up the crowd here at Houlihan Stadium.
That's Kenny Gant's job. He is the special teams specialist on this football team. The madman on the kickoff, getting the crowd ready to go.
Husted kicking off the Holmes and Spikes. Taking a yard deep. It's Clayton Holmes to the 20. Uh-oh, big room. Husted knocked it. Oh, he did get it. Got him up high. Didn't look like Mike Husted was going to bring him down. And again, a special teams. Well, they didn't have a good 41 yards on that return. And the kicker getting his job done. Last week we saw Bjorn Nitmo stop a play on a kickoff. He suffered a concussion. Husted comes out a heck of a lot better. Timeout on the field. See what Miami responds with when we return. Clip, Beasley Reese.
This number 29, Kenny Gant, coming down. They know they have to pay attention to him and watch what they do to him as he's getting in position to make the tackle, and then from the back, that's a clip by any stretch of the imagination. And then take a look at our little kicker, Husted. He's getting the job done. I don't care. It wasn't pretty, but he got him down.
Lucky it wasn't a tearaway jersey. Here's Marino. Quick pop outside. big miscommunication there. They had no shot at completing that one. Derrick Brooks covering on the play. That's intended for Stanley Pritchett, second-year man out of South Carolina.
Well, that was a zone blitz by the Buccaneers. You see the Bucs scoring drive. Took 4 minutes and 28 seconds off the clock. Got it in the end zone, most important. But the last play was a zone blitz, and Marino had to get rid of it quick. He saw it coming, but didn't see it quick enough to change the play, so he threw it away.
Second down play for the Dolphins. All at the 40. Marino slip. And a good pop inside. 55. Hardy Nickerson there. Derrick Brooks involved too.
The Bucs linebackers are one of the most talented groups in the league. I sat in practice and watched them do their foot drills. They're all fast. They're all about the same size. And look at the activity here. That's Hardy reaching from the outside, swinging his body around, and Derrick in the middle of that business also. Good linebackers on the Buccaneers.
Not a lot of room for Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Shotgun for Marino. His numbers, he and Craig Erickson have been outstanding. Out pattern. Barnett, did he get it? They say no. They're intended for Charles Jordan, number 88, the coverage by Donnie Abraham. So Miami, 3 and out, they'll punt.
You see Barnett here is just a basic, old-fashioned 12-yard out play. Look how comfortable Donnie Abraham is on the coverage. Boy, that's almost a catch. Man, he double clutched it right at the end, so the officials on the field say that it didn't happen. But look at this. There's a catch and control. He kind of bobbles it a little bit. That's very close to a great effort.
Marvin Marshall deep for the John Kidd kick. Marshall at the 20. Oh, good hit. The first man there, number 49 for the Dolphins, Dwayne Dotson. Outstanding kick coverage, 39-yard punt.
One little point for Tampa Bay Buccaneer fans and Miami fans. Lamar Thomas, number 85, is not here. He was starting in front of Fred Barnett, who made that last try at a good catch. But something happened with Lamar. We don't know exactly what it is. The coach said that Coach Johnson, Jimmy Johnson, said he didn't like his focus and would not let him play today.
I think that'll be a lesson learned. You can believe that. First and 10 at the 29 for the Bucs. Dilfer going to go up top. Look deep, and then he has to pull it down. He's looking on the left sideline. Sacked by Tim Bowens. He's looking for Carl Williams, who's running down the left sideline.
Trent is very conscious of not making a mistake. He does not want to turn the football over. In fact, the Buccaneers have not, the quarterbacks have not thrown an interception in preseason. Dilfer's #1 charge, take care of the ball, and that's what he did there. Didn't like what he saw, so he ate it in football terminology.
Dilfer on the evening, 3 for 4 for 6 yards. Robert Staten in the backfield. Here's Dilfer. Deep ball down the middle, going for Copeland, and nothing doing there, and no flags. Coverage by Buck.
See, I like that. People say he wasn't open, but let me tell you something. Very few wide receivers are open in this league. The quarterbacks throw it up there, and they trust that their athlete will bring it down. When you've got high C, a 6'3", super athlete, you can look at him now, just a gorgeous look of an athlete. Throw it up high against the shorter Buckley and see if he comes down with it.
Big 3rd and 10 here for Dilfer and the Bucs. There's your 3rd down conversions. Dilfer worked a screen. Great catch by Warrick Dunn, and he got creamed. Back at the 22-yard line. Number 22, Sean Wooden, the strong safety, came up and delivered a big pop.
See, still, once again, though, I like the play calling because that's where they have to get Warrick Dunn the football. Out in space with screens, swing passes out of the backfield where he can go the distance. We saw him do it in college. He can do it here. That's just a good play by the Miami defense. They anticipated it, but that type of practice, and this is a practice game, will serve the Buccaneers well.
Barnhart's first punt. High and short. Charles Jordan with the grab at about the 38, knocked down at about the 43. Miami Dolphins get a short return on a 38-yard punt. That tackle by Tyrone Leggett, number 45. Here comes Dan Marino. Marino, as we look at Beasley's notepad, hey,
best ever, I think. One good hit, though. He's been in 15 years. I played against him, so you know he's old because I'm old. He's still got that quick release, though, and still has that great sense of where everything is when he's in the pocket.
All at the 43. Marino's going upstairs. Got a man there at the 40, inside the 40, driving to the 35-yard line. First down, Miami. A good throw. He got it to Freddie Barnett.
That's classic Danny. How many years have we seen him just standing there? Fire that right hip like a good golfer. Take a look at it. Good play action pass. Watch him fire. Bam. Just one quick motion drops it right over the linebacker in front of the corner. Here's an isolation look at Barnett running the pattern. He'll find the pocket, set it down, and turn to Marino. Look what he has to throw it in, folks. He had to drop that in the slot.
Back to live action. O.J. McDuffie can't get a handle on that play. Reggie Rusk covering for Tampa Bay.
The numbers are so big for Dan Marino's career that you can't get it on the screen. I mean, it's just huge numbers. Look at the touchdown to interception ratio.
Got like 21,000 words written on him in the media guide. It's amazing.
It covers, I think Scott Brantley was telling me, it covers 41 pages.
Whoa.
And Trent's covers 5 in the media guide, but they've been playing different times.
Oh, great move. Abdul-Jabbar may go. Down the sideline. 10, 5, diving, touchdown Miami. Boy, did he put on a move. 35 yards. He put on one whale of a move back at the line of scrimmage. And Brown, McIver, Ruddy, Sims, and Webb, man, did they create some openings.
Well, see, this is what we can't have, but I guarantee you there's a defensive breakdown. There's the missed tackle right there, folks, and there's a great block by O.J. McDuffie on number 47, John Lynch, to spring him. And from there, you get a great athlete in space like that. He's gone. First rookie over 1,000 in many, many years for the Miami Dolphins. Well, first ever in their franchise.
Orlando Moray's point after is good. So we've got some scoring going on here first period. 10-7 Dolphins over the Buccaneers.
Defensive breakdown, folks. Defensive breakdown. One man missing the tackle right in the hole. The man missing it was number 25, Melvin Johnson. That's a safety, and a free safety is supposed to get him on the ground, not knock him out. You have your best tackler in that position, and Melvin missed him right in the hole.
10-7 ball game, and Abdul-Jabbar 5 carries, 44 yards.
Also, Melvin missed him the wrong way for you young football players out there. He should have, if you're going to miss him, make him cut back into where all of your teammates are. He missed it and allowed it to get on the sideline.
Hey, Beasley, we got the word that the headsets are not working in the quarterback helmet, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, if it's not working for one side, it can't work for the other till they get it cleared up.
No, that's absolutely correct, Scott. So they'll cut off the helmet on the other team. So they have to do it the old-fashioned way, Scott. They have to make hand signals and send guys in with the play. Imagine that, huh?
Scoring drive for the Dolphins.
50 seconds.
Jake Long at all. Abdul-Jabbar has scored 35 yards out. Murray kicking to Marvin Marshall.
All right, we have one of those in Warrick Dunn. We'll get some easy touchdowns like that.
Aggressively shorter in the kickoff at the 12-yard line. And Marshall in a big pile as he gets up to about the 33-yard line. Arnie Parmalee, special teams guy. See him a lot of times in third down situations, make the tackle for Miami.
Trent's looking real good tonight. He's looking confident. He's looking decisive. He made the one real smart decision where he pulled it down and took the tackle rather than throwing it out there.
Alstott the lone setback. Dilfer 4 for 5, 10 yards to this point. Alstott barrels across maybe to the 35. Big push. Got a lot of big people up front for Miami. Trace Armstrong, 267. Bowens is 315. Daryl Gardner, number 92, is 315. And Jason Taylor, 255. We're going to give him a gain of 2.
They really like Jason Taylor. He's a small player, but very, very quick and very strong, very athletic.
Basketball player from the University of Akron, number 99 from Miami. 2nd and 8 for Dilfer and the Bucks. Play clock at 5 in the final 30 seconds. Dilfer didn't have anybody on the out. And he just throws it away. Throws it over the head of Carl Williams. Try to get a quick out, Bees, and nothing is doing there.
Trent changed the play, and perhaps, there's no way for me to know this, but perhaps at the wide receiver position, the play change did not translate all the way out to the sideline because Trent thought something was going to be there that was not there. And once again, I think that's a smart decision. He wasn't there, so he didn't do anything crazy, just threw it away.
Warrick Dunn is in the game, number 28. Last time they tried to go to him on the screen. Let's see what happens here.
Well, here's Jackie Harris. Well, Jackie was open on the middle, but it was such a quick play, Trent was looking to the right side.
Back to live action, and yeah, he was a little bit quick. Just a little bit. Number 99, that's Jason Taylor.
Offside. 99. Defense. Unabated to the quarterback. Still 3rd down.
So instead of 3rd and 8, it'll be 3rd and 3. Ball at the 40. Miami Dolphins, record of 2-1, lose to Green Bay 20-0. Come back to beat Denver 38-19, and whip Chicago last week 21-14. Buccaneers have lost to Washington last week at Atlanta 17-12. 3rd and 3. Dilfer pumps, nowhere to go now. Throws it down the sideline. Jackie Harris. Oh, what a catch! What a catch by Jackie Harris. First down, Tampa Bay. That is a beauty. He beat Calvin Jackson.
That's a fantastic catch. And, you know, Calvin Jackson was in his hip pocket. Calvin Jackson was in perfect position. This takes a superior throw by Trent Dilfer. Great ISO by the guys in the truck. He just drops it like shooting a jump shot, like shooting a three-pointer right over the defender's head, and then Jackie athletically pulling that in. That was awesome.
Outstanding. 1 quarter complete here from Houlihan Stadium. It's the Miami Dolphins leading by the count of 10-7. We'll be back with 2nd quarter action right after these words. Dolphins 10-7, and Jackie Harris coming off a terrific 3rd down play, picked up 22 yards. 1st and 10 from the Miami 38. Eric Rett maybe back to the line of scrimmage. Had a whole bunch of folks there. Sheen Burton, number 75, was there.
Jackie Harris on that last play did something that I've been calling for 2 weeks. When Trent was in trouble, he converted the route. He was running an out pattern. When he saw his quarterback was in trouble, he curled it up, and that's the reason the Bucs got a new set of downs. One of the receivers converted to help the quarterback out.
2nd down play early on here in the 2nd quarter. Dolphins lead at 10-7. Dilfer going to throw. As halftime, from behind, they get sacked. Good play by Derrick Rogers, the rookie out of Arizona State. They really want him, and Jimmy Johnson wants to give him a bigger role.
Yeah, he's going to get a bigger role. This guy is fast. He's got that mean streak that everybody talks. And look where he comes from. First of all, he puts a good rush on to flush Trent out of the pocket, and then comes back to do a real good job to get a look at his numbers. 12 sacks in college, part of that undefeated Arizona State team. Small but quick, 3rd-round draft choice. That's fantastic.
3rd down and 9. Dolphins with 2 sacks. Quick drop. Nothing doing. Down goes Dilfer. Back to the 45-yard line. He was taken out by Calvin Jackson, the right corner, on a blitz.
One thing I like, it didn't work that time, but I like the fact that the Bucs are going with quick patterns. So that Trent gets it. It's supposed to be a 3. That ball's supposed to be gone. What he wanted was not there. So it resulted in a sack, but still, I like that. Trent needs to get the ball out of his hands quickly, get his confidence built up, and then try the other things.
3rd sack as Barnhart is in. He's put up some good numbers. He's going to kick to Charles Jordan. High kick. Jordan signaling for a fair catch. Makes it at the 10. 35-yard punt for Tommy Barnhart. Buck defense coming back out on the field. to try to hold the Dolphins, who lead at 10-7. For 11.
That's a whole lot of football player right there. That's a big, big fullback. Watch Danny's ball work here. Nice handoff.
Good block by Abdul-Jabbar, too.
First look at Pritchett there. Big blocker. Had 1,000 yards in South Carolina, so he can run it also.
First and 10 for the Dolphins. At the 21, they lead 10-7. Marino looking left side. Pritchett hit immediately. That's a big play. And it was number 55, Derrick Brooks, all over that play, stopping Pritchett in a heartbeat.
Well, I've said it before. I love the linebackers for the Bucs. They are fast. They are aggressive. Look at that shot.
No gain on that play.
Okay, no gain.
Racking up some good numbers. Led the team with tackles. 4 tackles 2 weeks ago. Abdul-Jabbar, that play was bottled up, but then he gets out of trouble. Doesn't pick up a heck of a lot, but that initial thrust by Reagan Upshaw really denied Abdul-Jabbar from really going anywhere, and then Hardy Nickerson knocks him down to finish things off.
This Buccaneer defense is playing real good compared to the way they performed the last couple of weeks. This is much, much better. That's Reagan Upshaw stuffing that play right at the point of contact, forcing him to bounce back.
3rd and 7 at the 24, and Upshaw just manhandled Drayton on that play, the tight end. Marino out of the shotgun. Stepping up, throws, drop at the 32-yard line by their 3rd down specialist, Jarris McPhail.
Now, if Dan Marino starts hitting the ground too many times, believe me, folks, he'll be at a golf camp in a few minutes. Sapp and company going at it now, baby.
That's it. Because let's face it, Marino's made this club, so I mean, I don't think you really need to prove it.
He's made the cut.
Warrick Dunn is deep with the John Kidd punt. There's a look at Warren, who's been electrifying in the first 2 games. Going for the return, not a lot of pressure. Dunn should be returned right, and it is. He takes it up the middle, got room 50, and brought down at the 48. The guy that saved the tackle is number 99, and that's the linebacker rookie Jason Taylor, because Dunn was about to get it done. 10:36 to go, 2nd quarter. Miami with a 10-7 lead over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We're going to come right back to you.
Ready? Go. Come on. Hey, this is going to be great. Look out below. Do you think you'll notice? No guy's curving right here. Gangway. Looks like a new bottle to me. He's back.
Introducing new half-liter bottles from Coca-Cola Classic. Real refreshment in a perfect new size. It's bound to attract some attention. The new half-liter bottle.
Car companies recycled old commercials like us, they too could afford to offer you a deal like this. Get 2.9% APR financing or $1,250 cash back on Chevy Camaro. Only at the Chevy Big Value, Big Savings event.
With a McDonald's Big Mac Extra Value Meal, you're getting a great deal of fat, 53 grams to be exact. At Subway, you can get an entire meal, including one of 7 6-inch subs, baked lays, and a drink under 8 grams of fat. Take the Subway Challenge at a Subway near you.
Romance makes LL lose his cool. That girl got you so hot I could microwave popcorn out your hat. Hi! In the house.
Monday night at 8.
Will you be in? We're the network.
Now take a look at Warrick Dunn here on the return. He has super blocking. The special teams has been really struggling for the Bucs. Look at all of the space he's got up the middle to run before a Dolphin even comes close to him. Special teams have been struggling, but the punt return team did a great job protecting Warrick Dunn on that play.
1st and 10 for the Bucks. They go with 2 tight ends. Dunn, the lone setback, he gets the call. They got dragged down from behind. Daryl Gardner, number 92. Gardner made a nice play there, Beach.
Yes, he did. I love Warrick Dunn. He's one of the most popular guys in Tampa right now.
I can believe that. There's no question.
The Bay Area, I should say. He like him in St. Pete, too. He's big in Brady, too.
2nd and 9 for Dilfer and company. Ball at the 44. That's Dave Moore in motion. Dunn gets the call, found the hole. Good spin. And then he got hit as he crossed the 40-yard line. Wade Hollier. Give him a really good pop. Welcome to the NFL, son.
You know, Warrick, after his first game, said that, you know, the guys didn't hit any harder in the NFL than he was struck in college. Look at that. That's talent. That is talent, folks.
3rd and a long 2.
Superior field vision. Great confidence for a young man. He'll get us some cheap TDs, some easy long touchdowns this season.
Harris in motion. Fake it to Dunn. Nobody open. Dilfer's in trouble. Nobody coming back again. Throws back against the grain. And a Miami player had a better shot at that than anybody from Tampa Bay. He was intending for Dunn. Mike Crawford covering on the play, number 56 for Miami.
Well, the Buccaneers are thinking something courageous here, folks. As you look at the replay, they are not sending the kicker team out there. It's 4th and about 3. Looks like they're going to go for it. This shows a lot of confidence in the Bucs defense.
Yes, indeed. 4th and 2 at the 38 of Miami. Bucs are 2 for 5 on 3rd down conversion. So we have Marshall in motion. He stays back. 3 guys out in the pattern. Deep sideline and not close.
That was not good.
Not close as he was going for Riddell Anthony. Covered by Terrell Buckley. So Miami takes over on downs. 9:03 to go in the first half. Good to have you with us from Houlihan Stadium. Dolphins lead it by 3. Flag on the play.
Illegal motion. Right slot back. Moving forward at the snap.
You can do that in a couple of other leagues, but not in the NFL.
No, you can do it in Canada.
Arena.
You can do it in arena. The backs just a little early.
Miami wisely declines that penalty, bringing up a 2nd and 10 at the 39. Jackie Harris not quite set. Ray Dungy telling everybody before this game, keep the faith. We had a bad start last year, finished strong. Maybe the same thing tonight. Penalty flag on this one, too, in the red carry. Check that Warrick Dunn up the middle. Penalty flag thrown right towards the defensive line. And again, it's against Tampa Bay.
Holding. 66. Offense. Still
Holding
second down.
on Sean Love, the left guard.
Well, when your last name is Love, you know, you hug folks and try to show a little love.
And there it is, right?
See, with the left hand, little hug.
Alstott got a little bit, too.
Show me some love.
2nd down and 20. Oh, at the 29, Dilfer. Protection is decent for a second. Boy, is he strong. Did anybody help him? Riddell Anthony's there at the 36. Tim Jacobs, number 34, runs him out of bounds and gets the effort by Dilfer. Dilfer's a big guy at 6'4", 234.
No, he's strong now. He basically just spins out of this tackle because he was dead to rights here. Look at that.
Jason Taylor had him, couldn't finish him off.
Gets rid of the ball quickly, too.
Picked up 6 yards on that play, setting up a 3rd and 14. 35-yard line. I think you may see a stretch play here. See him. Dilfer back. Pick up the blitz. Nobody home. Throws it deep down the sideline. This could get picked off. And nice defensive play by the Buccaneer receiver.
I love that. That's
good.
Good
play by Marshall.
That's High C. And High C knows
right.
that he's in a situation where he has to become the defensive back here. Look at High C. He knows he can't get the ball, so he lays out and just knocks it down. That's a good effort.
Wooden had INT written all over that one. High C, well done. Barnhart going to kick to Charles Jordan. High hanger. Fair catch made at the 34. Punt of 31 yards for Tommy Barnhart.
Well, he's not happy with that. Barnhart and Husted set team records last year in the special teams. So this will be a very good team when it comes to special teams play. And, you know, next week we've got a real good one. My former coach, Bill Parcells, we'll get to see him in Orlando. It's a live game. We'll have a pregame show at 7 o'clock. Kickoff is at 7:30. The Bucs and the Jets from Orlando. That will be a smoker.
Dan Marino still in at quarterback. Abdul-Jabbar and Pritchett, your running backs. Marino, a little too strong for Troy Drayton and almost a pick. Number 26, Reggie Rusk.
Close.
Sure was.
Our spotter tonight is my former teammate, John Holden. I told John this is an interception night because the ball's a little wet, all the rain we had, the hands of the receivers. There'll be a few balls bouncing. There was one opportunity that was close.
Marino, off his early preseason pace, came in at 71% completions. 2nd and 10 at the 34. Abdul-Jabbar in traffic. Across the 35. Warren Sapp was there. There's number 99.
Boy, John Lynch, number 47, was literally tackled by an offensive lineman for the Dolphins, number 76, James Brown. Oh, boy.
You saw that, didn't you, Scott?
Hey, it's kind of like deja vu. I'm watching this offense. It's almost a mirror image of what we've been trying to run. Little cutback inside running game.
Crowd getting into it. Out of the gun, Marino. And, boy, I tell you what. Drayton looked like some alligator arms there. Boy, it didn't look like he had a heck of a lot of want-to on that particular pass from Marino.
If I was built like Drayton, I wouldn't be afraid of anything.
Troy Drayton out of Penn State. Gonna bring on John Kidd again. Miami's shared its share of 3 and outs. It's another one.
Drayton is 6'3", 265.
He played in the same Penn State team with Kyle Brady. Tight end for the Jets, who they're hoping that we'll see him next week. Jets hoping that he's going to have a breakout year. Kidd's punt. Got some juice on it. Marshall from about the 17 with some room. A return right, cut it inside. The 31, he goes down there. And somebody's holding a knee. That's not a good sign.
It's Marshall.
It's Marshall. The right knee. Not what you want to see. Oh, no. That is not a good sign for a young man who's been playing very well tonight.
Yeah, this is his game to show them that he can make a contribution.
And right there, the guy got his hand on him. It might have been a little hyperextension. Boy, it's a shame.
That looks like a twist, though. I think he's going to be all right.
You hate to see that. Marshall's been very active on the kick returns. So what do you think to this point, Bees? And Scott, in terms of the offensive line, I think they've done a pretty good job tonight in Tampa Bay.
I think what you're seeing here is some guys that know they're on the fringe and they got to play well. And thus far, I think they've done an admirable job, and it's good to see. Trent told me the other day that he wants to see a little bit more creativity with his offense. I think we've seen shades of that tonight. Little step at a time. You know, and tonight's a vital game for a lot of these young linemen right now.
Well, I think we've seen some signs of life. I mean, some real, true signs of life on defense and offense. I didn't see much in the first 2 games. I'm sorry.
You weren't alone.
Well, this one, I see players making plays. I see some guys making some defensive plays. I see some spark in the offense. Yeah, Marshall is walking off okay. That looked like just a little twist to me, and looks like he's going to be fine.
Let's see if the Bucs can finish up this last 4:26 with a drive. See if they can get another touchdown. Trent Dilfer picked up the only touchdown of this preseason for Tampa Bay. 2-yard bootleg. His numbers on the night. Bucs take over. 4:26 to go. Down 10-7 to Miami. Bucs 0-2 in the preseason. Miami 2-1. Brett and Alstott in the backfield. Brett gets the call. Is cut up to about the 34, 35-yard line. It's Calvin Jackson, number 38, comes up to trip him up.
Well, I would love to see Eric Brett break a nice one because he's worked so hard. You know, you want to see that's a nice cut there. Nice cut running over people in traffic. You want to see a guy rewarded for hard work. And so far, when he gets the ball, there's not a lot there. That time he had some blocking and made a nice run.
Rob Thomas at the top of your screen. Riddell Anthony at the bottom. 2nd and 5 from the 35. Going for Thomas. Can't get it. Boy, I tell you what, they've thrown in his direction several times in the preseason. He was open in the end zone last week and was overthrown. And in the first game against Washington, had a play over the middle where it's an incompletion.
I think Trent's just too careful here. He throws it. He makes sure that it's not an interception by throwing it, way away from Buckley, the defender. And just a little too careful there. Got to protect the ball, but you also have to, you got to throw it in there. Got to gamble a little bit.
There's your 3rd down conversion. Neither team ripping it up. From the 35, here's Dilfer. Decent protection. Steps up and a run. Got the first down. Midfield. 40. Great run. Slides at the 30. Outstanding play by Trent Dilfer. Dilfer all the way down to the Miami 30-yard line.
Now, wait a minute. Is this Cardell Stewart or is this Trent Dilfer? And Trent turned it on right there. Way to go, Trent. That's a good decision there. You watch, now right here he turns it on. So he turned on the Jets right there.
That was very nicely done.
I didn't know Trent had Jets.
I wonder if he knew. 35 yards on the pickup. Dilfer gonna let the running backs take care of it. Nifty run by Warrick Dunn down to about the 20. Clock at 2:48.
I love him. Now, I talked about this a couple of days ago. The kid is bow-legged and pigeon-toed. Every player that I've seen that's bow-legged and pigeon-toed can cut on a dime. Look at that work inside.
Dunn electrifying again. 3 carries and 17 yards. That's what he did last week.
9 rushes for 43.
Picked up 9 on that last one. 2nd and 1 at the 21 for Tony Dungy's ball club. Down 10-7. Coming up on the 2-minute warning. 8 resetting. Dunn cuts against the grain. Oh boy, he did well to get back to the line of scrimmage. Could not get away from Dwight Hoyer, number 50. We have reached, ladies and gentlemen, the 2-minute warning here in the first half at Houlihan Stadium. 10-7 Dolphins over the Bucs, but the Bucs on the move. We'll see if they can get it in the end zone again coming up.
This is the year, and the Bucs start here. Strap on your helmet and be there for kickoff. Join UPN 44 Sports Director Beasley Reese for exclusive coverage of the Bucs and the Jets, live from Orlando. See Tony Dungy face off with the Jets' Bill Parcells, and watch our men in red hammer the Fly Boys in green. This Friday, it's the Bucs and the Jets live. Pre-game at 7, kickoff at 7:30, exclusively on UPN 44.
My home. It's a reflection of me. And with Sears helping, I don't have to worry.
The pride people take in their homes is like the pride I take in my job.
I feel comfortable Sears will take care of my home and protect my family from bugs.
With our exclusive DuraGuard system, one multi-step treatment inside now protects her home for a full year. Or I'll come back, no charge.
Sears and worry-free. They go together. Bye, Tom. See you next year.
Call Sears for a free home inspection and discover the DuraGuard difference.
Summer, there's a million places to go and a million people to see, and nothing could be easier than getting there in a new Chevy Cavalier. You can get 2.9 APR financing or cash back during the Chevy Big Value Big Savings event. Cavalier is easy to own and has a comprehensive safety package including standard anti-lock brakes at no extra charge. There's great offers on other outstanding cars and trucks too. Good old-fashioned summer savings couldn't be easier. There'll never be a better time to get a 97 Chevy than during the Chevy Big Value Big Savings event. It's big.
Perfetto. There's too many capers. Stop. Why do you always do this? Why?
What, your papa owns a caper factory?
No.
The Scaloppina del Pollo only needs so many capers. Now she's a perfect.
Now she's a native.
At Romano's Macaroni Grill, chefs run our company. That explains our food.
You know? Yes. I bet your mama overcooks the pasta, huh?
Good look at Dale Mabry there outside Houlihan Stadium. Dave Sims and Beasley Reese along with Scott Brantley inside here as the Buccaneers are trying to drive for a touchdown. 2 minutes to go, first half. Miami with a 10-7 lead. And who would have thunk that Trent Dilfer would be the leading rusher tonight?
Trent is doing what he has to do. Had him a nice bootleg for a touchdown and a nice long run where he showed a little speed at the end of it.
35 yards on that particular play. Here's Dilfer, 1st and 10 at the 20. Alstott and Dunn, the backs over the middle. I.C. Copeland at the 15. Derrick Rogers brings him down to 59. Pick up with 5. This drive began with 4:26 left on the clock back at the 30-yard line of Tampa Bay.
Look at this offensive line. That's a super pocket that they provided. Watch on the right side. All of the guys doing a good job. George Diaz, number 64, good job.
It's Moore in motion. Give it to Dunn straight up the middle. Scoots down inside the 10. Warrick Dunn, boy, it didn't look like much was there. Hoyer puts a stop on him.
So far in this first half, these are the Buccaneers that we've been excited about. This is a nice drive. Warrick Dunn squirting through for some extra. They are very, very close to a first down now.
Good block by number 66, Sean Love. And Lynch is in good drive blocking. As we look at the measurement. Talking about less than 2 inches. Look at that. Johnny Greer with, oh man, looks like maybe an inch.
Not even.
Keep in mind, when the Bucs did score back early in the first quarter, they went on a 4th and goal at the 1. Not had a lot of success on 3rd down to this point, but you got to believe with clock running coming up on a minute to go, 3rd inches, they should be able to get something done here. Alstott and Rhett in the backfield, 2 tight ends. Copeland in motion. Rhett, well, I tell you what, that's real close. Norman Hand, 6'3", 313. He's number 98 out of Ole Miss, coming off a right knee stroke last April. The first guy in there. And they're going to call a timeout and do one more measurement. Check that.
No,
they got the first down, absolutely. Got the first down and a timeout on the field with 33 seconds to go.
Look at Diaz, the guys holding their ground and actually moving the Miami defenders back just a little bit. I tell you, Tony Dungy never changes. You know, his team's on a great drive right here. He's got his arms folded, that same look.
A lot to be said for that, you know. Jimmy taking it all in. Jimmy's got a couple Super Bowl rings.
Jimmy's hair looking good tonight. It's a little humor. Still in place. Now, you know, Dave, this is where that cat and mouse starts again. You know, they got 1st and 10. And you don't want to just, you know, run that same old play. If you're going to throw it, you got to throw it on 1st down. You got to pick your spots and outsmart the defense. And trust me, it's a lot easier for me to say sitting up here than it is to call it. But this is where the cat and mouse starts right here.
Ball's just outside the 10-yard line. He's fumbled the ball. Dilfer recovers, throws, and can't get it to Jackie Harris, who's covered by Dwight Hollier. Boy, that had possible disaster right there.
But you see, they were going to try to throw it on 1st down here to fool them, and I like that. I like that. I believe we'd have had a touchdown if Trent had held on to this one. A little wet. No way to know who caused that situation, but Trent was cool enough to pick it up and try to get something out of it.
Jackie Harris already one major catch to his credit. Play clock at 10. You see the game clock remaining. More in motion. Alstott gets it inside the 10, maybe to the 7-yard line. So the Buccaneers call their 2nd timeout.
Well, this is so valuable. You know, you're working the clock, you're getting your goal line practice in, something they struggled in the last couple of games, but they got one score in, and now they get another opportunity to work on it some more. It helps so much to have Mike Alstott back in.
Means a lot. If they can get this touchdown, boy, it'd be a real uplifting drive here that started back on the 30-yard line.
Tell you what I like about it, they get the touchdown and they won.
Hey guys, there's a lot of real estate to the left side as this offense is going in. They've yet to penetrate left wide out toward the numbers. I hope that they end up going there this time.
That's a great call, Scotty. Great call. Ball's on the right hash mark. There's more room out here to the left.
3rd down and 8 from the 8. Riddell Anthony split wide, bottom of your screen. Dilfer changing things up. Got 3 wide receivers to his right, looking right, throwing. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Colonel Williams. The Bucs take the lead.
This is the kind of confidence that I was talking about from Trent. The guy doesn't have to be wide open. The great quarterbacks believe. Look at that. The great quarterbacks believe that their guy is going to come up with it. Look at the truth. Big upside. Another one of those. Kingsville, Texas. That little college in Kingsville, Texas.
Your Nitmo for the extra point, and it's good. I think the most stunned man on the field was Corey Harris because he thought he had Williams covered. Next thing you know, the ball's in his hands. Touchdown, Tampa Bay.
Yeah, but see, he didn't know that Carl was the truth. The truth was. Boy, even under pressure, Trent stood in there and he let it go. Watch his eyes. Even though he's hit around the legs and knees, his eyes never left the target. And Carl, the truth, Williams, you go.
11 plays, 70 yards for the Bucs. 4:09.
That's a good drive.
Good job by Williams and Dilfer and the Bucs offense. And again, we salute the offensive line. That group for Tony Dungy. Jerry Wunsch, George Diaz, Kevin Doggins, Sean Love, and Jason Odom. Did a lot of good things in that drive.
This is so much more fun than what we saw in Atlanta and what we saw in the opener.
And you got a witness to that.
The guys look good. They're making plays. They're blocking people. They're taking the ball away in the passing game. Trent's putting it on his shoulders and running 30 or 40 yards downfield. Now, this is fun.
There's Houston going to kick off to McPhail and Holmes. Holmes has got it about 1.5 yards deep. 10. And not much more than that. Got up to the 19-yard line. Charles Mincy, number 27, for Tampa Bay. Makes the stop. 10 seconds to go here in the first half.
Watch 29, Kenny Gann, and 37, Jerry Ellison take out the wall. There they are, a bunch again. Look, they just drop their heads and take people out, stripping the runner of all of his protection, and then his teammates make the play. That's why Kenny Gann and Jerry Ellison, that's why they're on this football team. You got to give up the ground.
Special breed to do that.
You got to give up the ground. You got to give it up. Good job.
10 seconds to go for Marino and the Dolphins, down 14-10. Abdul-Jabbar spinning to the corner, out of bounds, first down at the 30.
He's not going to lay down, Dave. You have to tackle this guy.
Finally run out of bounds by Donnie Abraham, along with Hardy Nickerson, a 9-yard run. Not quite a first down. Real close, though. 3 seconds to go.
My man Lynch missed him in the hole. That's a rarity. You don't see that very often. And then Abraham did one of those reach out and touch tackles like he's a telephone company.
Bad news, Marvin Marshall. He's out with a sprained knee for the Buccaneers. Final play, first half. 3 seconds to go. Marino's going to hang it high here.
Looking for a pass interference.
Throws it, and it's picked off by number 26, Reggie Rusk. A solid ending to the first half of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. A big upside with the score at halftime. Tampa Bay leading Miami by the count of 14-10. And here's a look at that pick.
Russ, they're calling him a surprise performer. Look at him get underneath the ball and bring it in. Buccaneers making plays. That's what we saw in the first half.
Yes, indeed, with the score at the half. Tampa Bay 14, Miami 10. We'll be back with second half action right after this. You're watching Buccaneer preseason football on UPN 44. Stay tuned for special halftime edition of the UPN 44 10 o'clock news.
There's something new going on at Champion. We're changing to Home Choice. New signs, new trucks, and great new products, but with the same great people. Home Choice is the fastest growing rental company in America with over 250 stores. We're celebrating our new name with super values on name brand products. So come on in and bring it all home with Home Choice.
Bring it all home. Bring it home. From Home Choice, please, for home.
Hi, fill it up.
Violated the vehicular security zone. In 10 seconds, a piercing blast will sound. 9, 8, 7, perimeter violation. Please step back. 5, 4, 3, 2, you have violated. Whoa. Well, alrighty then. Have a nice day.
You too.
This is the car. Buick LeSabre, bestseller in its class. This is the closeout deal. $1,500 cash back or 2.9 financing up to 48, 3.9 up to 60 months. It could save you a fortune on our quality, 6-passenger comfort and performance. This is the car. Buick LeSabre. This is the deal. $1,500 cash back or financing as low as 2.9. It's closeout time. Hurry to your Florida Buick dealer now.
With sautéed mushrooms, grilled onions, and melted cheese, Hardy's new smothered burger is so dripping with flavor. In blind taste tests, 9 out of 10 people use the blindfold to clean up afterwards. The new smothered burger, only at Hardy's. What will they think of next? Hardy's oven roast their beef daily, then slice it freshly in the restaurant. And now they're offering these delicious sandwiches at 2 for just $2. So it's hardly surprising they don't stick around long enough to be photographed. Hardy's, what will they think of next?
Live, local, and late breaking. This is the UPN 44 10 o'clock news. This is breaking news from the UPN 44 10 o'clock news.
Thanks for joining this special halftime edition of the UPN 44 10 o'clock news. I'm Barbara Callahan. We begin tonight with breaking news in Polk County, where a massive search is underway at this hour for a missing 14-month-old child. This little girl was in the back seat of a car when cops tell us a carjacker jumped in and sped off. It happened about 2 hours ago at a Texaco station on Highway 98 in Lakeland. Police are currently looking for a 1986 tan or beige Honda Accord with the license plate of VAL45J. The suspect is said to be a white male with a long, dark ponytail wearing a gray ball cap. We'll, of course, have more information on this breaking story from Polk County tonight following the ball game. Police are on the lookout tonight for a man wanted in the attempted murder of his estranged wife. They tell us 41-year-old Alton Pace kicked down the door to this home last night and fired 7 shots at Joyce Massa.
She was laying in blood, and her last words to me were, "Tell him to hurry, 'cause I'm dying."
Police thought they had Pace cornered in a house this afternoon, but it turned out he wasn't inside. Pace remains on the loose tonight. He's considered armed and dangerous, while his estranged wife is in critical condition at Tampa General Hospital. Well, after another hot and sunny day, there is some active weather in the Bay Area tonight, and here's Wendy Ross with your no-wait weather. Wendy?
Hello, Barbara. In fact, we are not looking at a repeat of last night's weather, thank goodness, but we do have some showers that are now beginning to move into the mouth of Tampa Bay. You can see from Brandon all the way over to St. Petersburg, this red area is indicating some of the heavier activity that's now beginning to affect us. About 4 o'clock this afternoon, things were pretty quiet, but as we put our satellite and radar into motion, you can see on our Super Doppler all these showers now beginning to move into the mouth of Tampa Bay. This is a result of the sea breezes and the warm temperatures, and that has resulted in the showers that have moved into our area. Right now, we don't have any severe weather warnings put into effect, and we're not likely to see any. However, these are still very dangerous storms. We do have some lightning associated with them, and you can see the lightning strikes here. Everything moving on towards the north and also off into the northwest, which is where we expect to see most of this activity to continue. So for right now, things are looking moderately well around the Tampa Bay area, but we do have these showers to be concerned about. They're going to affect us for about the next hour or so. Barbara?
Thanks, Wendy. That's our report from the UPN 44 newsroom. We'll see you again with more news right after the game.
This is the car, the totally redefined Park Avenue by Buick. This is the closeout deal. 2.9 financing up to 48, 3.9 up to 60 months. You could save a fortune in finance charges or choose a low $3.99 a month lease. No wonder new model sales are up over 50%. The car is Park Avenue. The deal, lease it or take low 2.9 financing. It's closeout time. Hurry to your Florida Buick dealer now.
Don't expect too much from yourself, Michael.
Start on varsity. You can't play at the level of North Carolina. Be realistic.
Forget the team. Think of yourself. Why go back to basketball? You'll embarrass yourself.
Had enough?
Just getting started.
Philosophy. Sing along with us, dee 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 dee, da 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 da. Yeah, we're happy. Da da da, dee da da dee da 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 da. Yeah. Da 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 da. All right, all right, all right, da da da. All right. In the summertime, when the weather is hot, you can stretch right up and touch the skies. When the weather's fine, we go fishing or go sailing in the sea.
In all great meals, the main ingredient is Publix.
This is the year, and the Bucks start here. Strap on your helmet and be there for kickoff. Join UPN 44 Sports Director Beasley Reese for exclusive coverage of the Bucks and the Jets, live from Orlando. See Tony Dungy face off with the Jets' Bill Parcells, and watch our men in red hammer the Fly Boys in green. This Friday, it's the Bucks and the Jets live. Pre-game at 7, kickoff at 7:30, exclusively on UPN 44. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Genuine Chevrolet.
Welcome back, everyone. It's 14-10. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers leading the Miami Dolphins here at Houlihan Stadium. Beasley Reese and Dave Sims together. And really just a very impressive debut for this perennial competition between the Dolphins and the Bucs. And the Bucs coming out on top, doing a real good job.
Holmes on the kickoff return's got a lot of room. And finally brought down at the 40-yard line. Halftime stats brought to you by Miller. And the rushing numbers, Buccaneers with an edge there. Passing, a 1-yard differential. Total yards, the Bucs with an edge. Penalties, you see that? How about time of possession? Buccaneers 1938 to 10-22 for the Miami Dolphins. Well, there's a break, too, for Tampa Bay as a holding penalty against Miami. And that'll move the ball back to the Dolphins' 21-yard line. Dan Marino, possibly for his last or next to last series of this ball game, this being the third preseason game. Marino going to throw. Quick drop. Still cannot hook up with Troy Drayton. That's got to be at least the third incompletion they've had tonight.
Well, Troy Drayton has had a tough night. He short-armed a couple of throws, obviously not wanting to get clocked. And then he's bobbled a couple.
So Marino on the evening, 4 of 16, 49 yards, with 1 interception, not the prolific numbers we're used to. From the 21, a second down play. Setting up the screen. There it is to Abdul-Jabbar. Leads one tackle and got hit up in the face, knocked down. He got crunched by Charles Mincy, number 22. Really put the wood to him.
I feel like the Buccaneers defense has been flying around to the ball, showing some life. Short box. Marino waited very patiently to get this ball to Abdul, and how good is he? Just feels the pressure from the inside, makes a hard bounce out. And he's lucky to be falling and sliding away from that shot because Mincy tried to put a hurt in him.
34th to 27 end zone look. 5 receivers, the blitz. And that first down is denied. Marino with the completion. Abdul-Jabbar. Check that to Jarris McPhail. Tony Bowie with the stop, and Miami will have to punt.
This is just real good zone play. It's a zone blitz. You see the 2 blitzes, one of the safeties and one of the linebackers. Everybody else coming up hard. That's a good tackle by Bowie.
Carl Williams, who had a good returns in the first half, is going to get this John Kidd punt. Takes a bounce, and Marshall falls on it at about the 34-yard line. 37-yard punt for John Kidd. Timeout on the field. Buccaneers' first possession of the second half coming up. They lead it 14-10 here at Houlihan Stadium.
She knew the signs, but didn't think to read them. He knew she was aware of her own unawareness. Then, a fleeting glimpse, and she realized, for every idiot, there is a compulsion.
Woohoo! Nothing like a good belly flap. Oh, Homer!
Nouveau postmodern comedy for the masses. The Simpsons.
Coming September 15th to UPN 44.
A high-tech classroom can give our children the competitive edge they need. Unfortunately, because of budget cuts, only a small percentage of Tampa Bay area students will ever see the educational tools they need. At UPN 44, we're committed to education. Join us in a crucial effort to raise money for education. It's called One for the Community. You'll hear much more over the next few weeks. A chance for all of us to invest in our children's future. From the UPN 44 10 o'clock news, where kids are paramount.
Where did the power flow come from?
into the game where you belong. The new Power Flow from Powerade. Power the working muscles when you need it. I am not done.
Well, after struggling the first 2 games without touchdowns, Buccaneers have 2 on the board tonight, lead the Dolphins 14-10. Scott Bradley.
Guys, it's good to see Trent Dilfer in the game. He needs to learn how to come out of that's what camp is all about. Learn how to come out at halftime and make a go of it. There's a guy just left the field, been around 15 years. He had to do the same thing, so hopefully Trent gets something going right here.
They'll start from the 34 with Moore in motion. Brooks and Staten, the running backs. Reggie Brooks gets the call, bounces it outside. Down he goes at the 35, maybe gain of 2. Calvin Jackson with the stop. And you know Reggie Brooks would love to get something going tonight after the tough go last week in Atlanta. There's 8 cracks inside the 5.
It's a power play. They put 2 fullbacks in front of him, or a tight end and a fullback. And Brooks was forced to bounce outside. I would presume. I didn't, usually in that play you follow those 2 big guys up inside.
Aiton's the man in motion. Quick sideline. Riddell Anthony got popped at the 42 quickly. Calvin Jackson getting his money's worth tonight. Delivered some big blows. Be 3rd and short for the Bucs.
3-step drop. Everybody knows it's going to be a quick pass. So Trent fires it in there. Stop pattern by Riddell, and the reason that the corner hits him so quickly is that, the corners don't just look at the wide receiver. They look at the quarterback. If it's a 3-step drop, they know it's a stop pattern or a quick out or a quick in. 5-step drop could be just about anything, but a 3-step drop, you know what it is.
Big play, 3rd and 2 from the 42. Play action. Dilfer throws to the back. Staten. And he's got the first down at midfield and driven out of bounds by Corey Harrison. Right on the Miami bench. There was one heck of a pop there. Staten knocked out of bounds after the reception. It's a first down for the Bucs.
Now, normally this is a pretty heated preseason game. We'll normally get a couple of tussles. Can't really call them fights when everybody's wearing all of that protective gear, but we haven't seen any of that tonight, even though this is a hard hit where they drag Staten out of bounds and then dump him.
Back to live action from midfield. Anthony at the top of your screen. High seat, Copeland at the bottom. Try to get outside with Brooks. Nothing doing there. Nothing at all. Anthony Harris, strong side linebacker. You know what? He runs a 4.5 40. Ran that in June. And he combined with Rodgers last week for 11 tackles against Chicago.
Well, my philosophy is every now and then you have to pitch it and see what's out there. But normally in the National Football League, the defenses are so fast that it's very hard to get outside without a blocker out in front of you, like a naked pitch.
Lose 3 on that play from the Tampa Bay 47. This time we'll see what Dilfer's got. Straight back to throw. Blake Dale pick up one guy. And the pass is delivered. Is it caught? They're going to give him the reception. Yes, indeed. Forrest Copeland. Big play as Dilfer got nailed. Terrell Buckley was the coverage man. But Dilfer hung in there in the face of this blitz.
Well, Trent Dilfer gets up off the ground after this hit, holding his back. He missed a practice this week with back spasms. So you see he's thrown real hard down on his hip there, and he gets up holding on to it. Now, high C, look how quickly he spins his head around and gets his big body underneath that ball.
It was Collier with the blitz. Ball's at the 44 of Miami. Tape in motion. They run a stunt. It's picked up. Dilfer has time over the middle for Moore. Nothing doing at the 30. George Teague, an interception to his credit thus far this preseason. 5th year out of Alabama on the coverage, and Tommy Barnhart and company in the punt.
Trent, 12 completions, 21 tries, and a touchdown tonight. He does not like what just happened. That ball apparently got away from him.
Barnhart to kick to Charles Jordan. Jordan standing at the Miami 10-yard line. 14-10, Tampa Bay. Barnhart got a nice high kick. Fair catch at the 12. Barnhart does his job, pins Miami deep in its own territory with a 32-yard punt. 9:15 to go, third quarter. Bucks holding a 14-10 lead.
Before we put the Excite NASCAR Select battery...
Well, here he was once the starter here. Look at that step and throw.
Check that reception by Brian Manning, the highly regarded rookie out of Stanford, second of 4 sixth-round picks. And that's his 12th catch of the season. 21 yards on that pickup. Erickson going to throw it again. Lofting it this time. Drayton double covered. And they're really trying to get Drayton involved. I think he's showing an offer tonight.
Well, Drayton, he needs to make some catches here. I mean, this is preseason. They've got some kids that are good. He's big, and I think he's one of the guys that's on the bubble for Miami. Erickson, 8 of 11 for 122 and a touchdown last week. That's pretty good.
Here's a second down play, and Drayton. But we talked about high anxiety at the beginning of the ball game. That would be his middle name right now. Pritchett resetting. Erickson, short drop, out pattern. Pritchett, yeah, maybe 2 yards. That's about the 37. Good coverage by Charles Minson. How about Erickson? He's led to scores on 5 of 8 drives in the time he's come into sub for Dan Marino in the first 3 Miami games.
Boy, they are letting him sling it, too.
And by the way, Jimmy Johnson said, you know, I like Craig Erickson a lot. And yeah, with a lot of injuries to quarterbacks around the National Football League, no, I'm not thinking about trading him, so don't even bother using that quarter or your credit card, because it ain't going to work. 3rd down and 7 at the 36. Erickson just firing away. Should have been picked off. Should have been picked off. Nobody knows it better than Alsherman Singleton, the rookie out of Temple. He was right there.
You can call me Al. Had it right in his hand. But, you know, he's a rookie, and that ball probably looked like a BB coming at him. He got so excited. Oh, boy.
Good effort.
I call him a tweener. He's somewhere between a strong safety and a linebacker. Very, very fast. Rusher and a cover guy.
Here's Kidd, another punt. High hanger. Going to take Williams all the way back to the 15-yard line. Steps inside. Tried to reverse, does a nice job to get to the 25-yard line. Carl Williams on the return. He was brought down by Sean Wooden, and we've seen number 22, Sean Wooden, deliver some good pops tonight. 7:24 to go, third quarter. Buccaneers with a 14-10 lead. 14-10 over the Dolphins' third quarter action.
Everybody's excited about the Bucs. They're also excited about the University of South Florida. You can see their first ever game right here on UPN 44. That should be a lot of fun. It's September the 6th. It's a live game. You'll see it exclusively right here on UPN 44. We're calling it the running of the bulls. It's going to be exciting. In fact, the first 3 games will be seen here on Channel 44.
It's going to be fun, no doubt about it. Here's Trent Dilfer, 12 of 21, 83 yards and a touchdown. Penalty flags all over. This is probably the last series we see Trent in.
Probably so. Sometimes. Sometimes they'll let a quarterback play all 3, but here's the quarterback comparison between Rhett and Dunn tonight. Dunn averaging 4.2. He came into the game averaging over 5 yards a carry for the preseason. Not been a lot of holes for Eric Rhett. The effort is there, but just kind of hasn't timed out right. He's going to have a big year, though.
Bucks in good shape. 1st and 5. Dilfer, here's a reverse. Riddell Anthem got room on the left side. He's flying. Got a first down. Breaks some tackles down the sideline. And he's in Miami territory. They knock him out of bounds at the 46-yard line. First down, Tampa Bay. Derrick Rogers finally bumps him out.
Boy, everybody's waiting for this young man to break out. He's the second first-round draft pick for the team, and he needs to get the ball out in space. And, boy, what a great play fake by the Bucs. It's sucking all of the Miami defenders in, and look at this speed. This guy, you let him get the ball out in space, and he can do some things, and he shows it here. Runs right out of that tackle.
Good job by Riddell Anthony. 24 yards on that pickup. Bucs rushing yards impressive. 121 coming in there, averaging just 108. Trent gets free. Under pressure. And he throws it away. He was wearing out. He's looking for Dave Moore. He was wearing out that big defensive lineman. That was number 95, Tim Bowens.
Bucs are calling some plays tonight, folks. They are mixing it up. We got reverses happening, bootlegs. We got all kinds of stuff happening. And as a defensive guy, you see Trent had nothing there. But as a defensive coordinator trying to play the Bucs tonight, you have no clue. You don't know what they're going to do. So you tend to play more vanilla defenses that cover everything because you don't know what they're going to do.
Dilfer's already hit 7 different receivers. A second down play right here. Staten. Reggie Brooks tripped up in the backfield. Boy, he just did not have a chance on that one. And number 66, Sean Love, he was beaten on that play. George Teague, Anthony Harrichick, to Dwight Hollier.
Tripped actually on his own man's leg.
See what the Bucs get done here on this third down play. They were coming into tonight's game converting 25% of their third down opportunities. This is an important one from the 47. Dilfer delivers, and let's see if it's going to be good enough for a first down. It completes it to Anthony to the 36-yard line. That's going to be real close. Terrell Buckley was beaten on that play. First down, Tampa Bay.
That's a real threat right there, Riddell Anthony. I know I've been waiting to see him play, see him get a chance to catch balls out in space. And there he is. That's a nice job. Nice route. Training camp star. I think he's had one of the top training camps on the team. Very smooth runner. No drops in practice, and you see he's not dropping the ball tonight.
Needed 11, got 12. First down for the Bucs. Reggie Brooks got to get outside, and that'll do it to there as he gets across the 35, maybe to the 34. Derrick Rogers, the impressive rookie out of Arizona State. He had 5 tackles last week for Jimmy Johnson's ball club. Jimmy 8-8 last year after a 4-2 start.
Hey guys, this Miami defense, pretty much what you saw when you started the game. They're starting right now to filter a couple fresh bodies in, people getting tired out there. Dwight Hollier holding down the middle. Zach Thomas, I just talked to him. Hey, if he's 5'11", I'm 6'4".
Second down play for the Bucs. Dilfer going to throw over the middle. Finally got his tight end Dave Moore, and that's good for a first down. Bucs on the move. This drive started back at the Tampa Bay 25-yard line.
You see how Trent's not being careful anymore? I mean, that confidence level is soaring. He's waiting for his tight end to come open and then dropping it in tiny little spots. Good performance by Trent Dilfer tonight.
Harrison Hollier on the stop. 24-yard line for Dilfer and company. On the move offensively. One back is Brooks. More in motion again. Brooks gets the call. Oh, boy, cut right back into just a... Oh, man. You hate to see a guy just get lit up like that. Tried to read the open space and paid for it.
Well, the lucky thing for him, once again, this is coming right at you. You'll see him slide underneath the real knockout. These guys are really quick, Dave, and see right there. He saw it coming. He slid underneath that. So the really quick guys, it's hard to get the knockout lick on them. Not that you're, looking to see anybody get knocked out, but the quick guys know how to get underneath those shots.
He was real fortunate on that one. Boy, timing being everything. Over the middle. Drop. Staten Ball may have been a little low, but it looked like he got some hands on that one. Harris defending, number 51.
Well, he should have caught it. Sometimes that ball will be low enough where it will get in the pumping of your knee action. Here's Doggins. He's getting a lot of work at center tonight. Trying to hold his ground. Doing a pretty good job. See, that ball was right in the waist area.
Right there. Tried to catch it with the forearms instead of the hands.
Yeah, you got to catch that. Look at the time. 4:22. This drive has eaten away on the clock.
3 receivers left side. Dilfer looking that way. In the end zone. He's got a man down there. What's the signal? Out of bounds. Rob Thomas still bidding for his first catch of the preseason. That time was ruled out of bounds. George Teague, Corey Harris covering.
I like Thomas. I tell you, he'll catch the ball. That's another confident throw by Trent.
Oh, a real popular call by for the fans. Let's see.
We'll find out here. Boy, that's close. That's close, but he's out.
He's out of bounds.
He tried to get both of those feet down.
The left-footed Bjorn Nitmo for a 37-yard field goal attempt. Penalty flag on the play. For what it was worth, it went through the uprights.
Ball start prior to the snap. Number 78, offense. Still 4th down.
So we'll try it again. Bjorn Nitmo has served time in the National Football League. He's been in the World League. He's 1 for 1 on the season from 27 yards.
Well, he's got the perfect kicker name. Bjorn Nitmo.
Now from 43 yards. Good hold by Barnhart. And the kick is good. So the Buccaneers, on the second field goal of the preseason by Bjorn Nitmo, extend the lead to 17-10. Tampa Bay with 2:48 to go, third quarter.
Get your shoulders down and snap that hit. Keep coming. Hand off to Alstott. 6 to his left. Alstott step on. He is through the 20 to the 15 to the 10. Alstott 1, 2, 1. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Alstott will not go down.
Defensively and on special teams, making plays. The last drive took off 4:36 on the clock. Riddell Anthony with that nice return run, 24 yards. It was a nice mix of plays. Good play calling by the Bucs tonight. You know, you can't predict what was about to happen.
Michael Houston going to kick off for Tampa Bay. Deep to receive for Miami. Number 32, Jarvis McPhail, number 47, Clayton Holmes. Holmes will get it at the 2. Across the 10, 20. Upended big time. And number 38, that's Todd Scott, the veteran. Used to be with Minnesota as well as the New York Jets. 20-yard return. Todd shaking up just a little bit, but he got a good lick in. 2:38 to go. Third quarter, Buccaneers by a touchdown. Derrick Brooks, number 32, and Todd Scott, number 38 on this play, Beach.
Well, Scott comes in and puts the upender on him, but Derrick Brooks, there he is falling right before you see Scott coming through. I tell you, when you're starting running back, guys, everybody playing hard like that, that's a great sign.
Spikes and Wilson behind. Craig Erickson, his second series in relief of Dan Marino. Quick slant. Drayton finally caught one at the 25. Boy, they were trying to get him the ball all night. And Shelton Quarles, number 53, puts a hammer on.
Well, Drayton's a 265 tight end. Trent Dilfer's numbers very respectable tonight. 14 of 26. A touchdown, 0 interceptions. He protected the ball. When need be, he put the team on his shoulders and ran it for a long way.
Big 35-yard scramble, 2-yard scoring play on a bootleg. Deep back is number 35, Irvin Spikes. Jason Manecki, number 90, in on the stop, along with Shelton Quarles, number 53. Steve Walsh, another University of Miami quarterback, as is Craig Erickson. Steve getting ready to start warming up and get into the action. Ball's at the 28-yard line. A third and a long two for Craig Erickson. Final minute and 25 and counting. Erickson, another quick drop outside and through the hands of his wide receiver, Charles Jordan, out of Long Beach City. Very quick series for Miami. Miami 1 of 9 on third down conversions.
Buck fans doing the wave out here. That's when you know the fans are happy. They do the wave.
Either that or bored, but we'll go.
We'll go with that.
John Kidd on for another punt. And the punt carries down to Williams. Fair catch at the 27-yard line. Bucks will put it in play from there.
Remember, you can join us on Sports Extra. It's the most comprehensive sportscast in Tampa Bay because we have a lot of time for sports every night. Every night on UPN 44, we have a lot of good time, and we certainly invite you to join us.
For the first time tonight, Steve Walsh is in the ball game. Dilfer finishes 14 of 26, 103 yards and a touchdown. Good percentages for Walsh. Led a couple scoring drives that have led to field goal in the first two games. First play, he hands it off. Reggie Brooks, maybe to the 29.
This Walsh is a very reliable veteran. He's got 9 years in his league. You know, solid all-around quarterback. He's a good safety net in case Trent was to get banged up. So I think it's a key acquisition for the Buccaneers. This is a guy you can count on to come in and do a solid job.
He's been around 20 and 18 as a starter in the NFL. Took the Saints and Bears to the playoffs. With Dallas, he's with the Saints, Chicago, and last year with St. Louis. The Rams, that is. Changing things up at the line of scrimmage. Play clock at 4. Gets it off. And Riddell Anthony there, but not much of a game, maybe about 4. Calvin Jackson, busy man tonight, the right quarterback. Brings down Riddell.
Riddell is going to break out of here in a minute. They are trying to feature him tonight. Saw the nice reverse, some good catches.
So they pick up 5 yards on that play, and we are through 3 quarters here at Houlihan Stadium. Buccaneers on the most productive offensive night of the year so far, lead at 17-10. Beasley Reese and Scott Bradley. Buccaneers by 7. And Scott, how about the differences in the way these two coaches operate?
Well, one of the things that I noticed, and Jimmy Johnson talks about this, when he starts his second quarterback, he starts him with a starting offensive line. We've been banged up there. Now all of a sudden Steve Walsh gets in the game. He's got a lot of makeshift people in there, but they'll hopefully do a good job for him.
3rd down and 4. Walsh to throw. Underneath, Rob Thomas with his first catch of the preseason picks up a first down for the Bucs to the 41.
Rob will catch it. I enjoy him. I enjoyed watching his highlights from the season last year. Here he is coming from the other side of the field. He'll just work his way through traffic. You see him spin his head around. Makes a solid catch. Gets what he can. He's a good possession receiver with some sneaky speed. Solid performer. I call him a poor man Steve Largent. Runs very good routes. He's got sure hands. And I thought he was one of the heroes from that big run the Bucs made last season.
From the 42, Walsh recovers his own fumble, and he'll end it right there. As a fan, you hate to see that. Imagine how Steve Walsh feels. He wants to get as many positive plays as possible.
But, you know, they're in there. Let's see if it's a snap. It's hard to tell there. I believe that Steve started pulling out of there. It looked like it was
Hey, guys, that big Doggins in there, number 65, he hadn't missed a snap, either him or once. The other guys are new, but Doggins might be getting a little tired right now.
Yeah. You can believe that. A little draw action. Fumble. Who's going to get it?
I think once got it. And if once got it at 340, nobody's going to take it from him.
Ellison with the fumble. That was not a pretty play at all. Coach is awaiting word. Here's Johnny Greer.
We have a tackle recovery of a fumble. We have a personal foul. Number 23, defense, unnecessary roughness. First down.
23, George Teague, and boy, will he hear about that one. Unnecessary roughness.
Well, let's see if we can find the unnecessary roughness.
Ellison had the ball knocked out of bounds right there. Knocked out of his hands, though. Look for 23 coming in on the play. So it's out of our picture. Maybe we can see it up top.
Yeah, I believe the wide receiver, Rob Thomas, along with 23 on the Dolphins. George Teague, we believe that George slapped Rob Thomas in the head, which is illegal in this league. It's legal in WWF. And certain form of Oriental kickboxing.
Yes, indeed.
But not here.
So did he go after George Teague on a play like this? 1st and 10 from the Miami 47. Willie Tate in motion. Reggie Brooks spinning for maybe 3. Robert Staten in the game right now. Pearson in the game. Big offensive lineman Pete Pearson at left tackle.
If you're a hardcore fan, you're picking up on some of these guys that are in there now, like Pearson and Brooks, who's in a very busy, crowded backfield now. These are guys that have to make a play in order not to be a part of the 20-some guys that are going to be released on Tuesday. So you're about to see some real effort out here.
2nd down, long 8. Blitz coming from Miami. Screen left side. Brooks, and maybe to the line of scrimmage, possibly a yard. Well defensed by Miami. So right now for the Bucks, the tackles are Pete Pearson, 69, and 79, Jeff Miller.
This is their big opportunity now if they have any talent. I mean, you don't let offensive linemen go.
That's right. Miller, correct myself, was at the left guard. Here's a 3rd down and 7. Walsh, they blitz the corner. Throws left side, complete to Riddell Anthony to the 35. That's good for 1st down. What a battle. Just a battle with Sam Madison, number 29 for Miami. 1st down, Tampa Bay.
Riddell has been coached so well. He knows exactly where to get for the 1st down. We saw him on a reception where he needed 11. He got 12 yards. There he got 1 yard more than necessary to gain the 1st down for the team. That's good coaching. Riddell tonight finally getting some play. 7.6 average. His season average will be much longer than that, but finally getting some balls.
Bucks go from the Miami 34 up 17-10. 11 minutes to go in the ball game. Bootleg, Walsh underneath, and he was forced into a bad throw. They're trying to get it to Willie Tate, number 82. And number 75, Sheen Burton, is putting the pressure on Walsh.
Here's a look at the pressure coming from the backside. When Steve turns around, he sees that he has a defensive lineman in his face. The bootleg is supposed to fool the defense and open him and alley to throw through. It didn't work that time.
Miami with the 1st team D-line still in the game.
They're being punished.
2nd and 10. Walsh, flyer down the sideline, and nothing doing, and no flags. Riddell Anthony, the intended receiver, covered by Calvin Jackson. So that Miami first defense still in there.
You know, Scott Brantley was talking about the difference of coaching philosophies between these two coaches. I haven't seen the Buccaneers run a wind sprint after practice yet. And when they had the dual practice the other day, the Bucs came jogging in, and Jimmy Johnson lined his boys up to run gassers, which is a very
And what was the heat index that day? About 101.
Oh, it was like being in Hades.
3rd and 4, slant to Anthony, no good again. Sam Madison was there.
But the Bucs look to be in just as good a condition as the Dolphins tonight. They're still running around. Doggins playing the whole game, and he hasn't fainted. So it must be a Jake.
Tommy Barnhart in for yet another punt. He'll kick it to Charles Jordan. Scott Milanovic hoping to get in. It's only the 4th punt tonight for Barnhart. 34-5. And 1 in the end zone. 2 inside the 20. That's a couple of good numbers. Let the play clock go down to 1. Take the delay penalty and give Tommy a better chance to play a little coffin corner here. What do you say, Beast?
Oh, yeah, he'll drop it in the corner. These guys are good. Barnhart and Husted set a lot of team records last season. He'll do one or two things. He'll either kick it straight away so high that the coverage has time to get down and force the fair catch, or he'll try to drop it in one of the corners.
So now he's got 5 yards more to play with. Jordan standing at the 10-yard line. Tommy at his own 45. Real high kick. Jordan fair catch at the 10. Barnhart gets it done again, 3rd time inside the 20, 29-yard kick. Timeout on the field, 10:36 to go. Miami with a long way to go, trailing 17-10 to Tampa Bay. And Scott Brantley with you. Here's Craig Erickson, the second #2 quarterback for the Miami Dolphins. They got a long ways to go here with 10:36 to go, down by a touchdown. And since Kareem Abdul-Jabbar scored in the first half for the Dolphins, Miami's punted 6 straight times. Career numbers for Erickson. Wilson and Dotson, the running backs. Erickson going to throw. In trouble. Throws it back across the grain. Good cut to the 34-yard line. Goes Irving Spikes. Alshimon Singleton with the tackle, and Erickson made something out of that play. A 24-yard gain.
Well, you see him here. He almost breaks containment back on the backside and has the courage to throw. That's a dangerous throw because those passes, when intercepted, normally end up with a touchdown for the defense when you throw all the way across the field.
Erickson to throw again. Got some time. And throws incomplete. It hit Irving Spikes in the hands, and he couldn't come up with it.
Scott Erickson wants to perform well here. He always wants to perform well when he touches the field. But whenever you played for a team, they decide to go another direction, you want to come back, and I don't care what he says, you want to come back and play well against that team. I lived through that where I wanted to play well against the Cowboys and other folks. He wants to shine tonight and not really getting the opportunity. The Bucs playing some pretty good defense.
A shovel pass underneath the Spikes. Penalty flag on the play. Boy, that thing was botched. It did not look good from the get-go. Marcus Jones with some pressure.
The Dolphins are looking raggedy.
Yes, they are.
They're looking a little raggedy.
Jimmy Johnson will take that into account and
run.
more of those gases. Yeah.
You know, Ty, you see the shovel pass. I mean, this guy might not be able to catch good enough to play that. He was reaching out like it was something he was afraid of.
Holding 74, offense. Still 2nd down.
Number 74 is Brent Smith.
You know, I talked about the different philosophies of these coaches. One running everybody, and the Bucs not doing a lot of running. Well, the Dolphins have had the most injuries. They've got Fred Barnett, Kirby Dardar, Util Green, Larry Izzo, Scott Miller, Daniel Stubbs. All of these guys hurt, and hurt bad, many of them.
Lost several players for the season.
Yep.
Erickson under pressure throws it back up around the line of scrimmage, intended for Ed Perry, number 89, promising rookie tight end out of James Madison. He's got 4 catches thus far. Shelton Quarles, lots of pressure for the Bucs.
Well, number 75, big number 75, Curry there, needs to do something. There's been some questions about how well he's worked this year, but here he is, fighting, trying to get in the line of fire. He needs to make a play. He started the entire game. We haven't called his name for a tackle or a sack or anything like that.
4 wideouts for Craig Erickson out of the gun. Home run ball, deep sideline, had a man there and overthrew number 18, Brian Manning. So the 7th straight punt by Miami. Bucs fans appreciative of the defense's effort and performance.
The truth is back deep.
Carl Williams with a touchdown catch tonight. He and Trent Dilfer have scored TDs for Tampa Bay. John Kidd, busy. 6 punts. Miami 1 of 10 on 3rd down. That blocked! That was blocked by LaCurtis. LaCurtis Jones. And it's good for a touchdown, Tampa Bay. Al Harris falls on it. And the Bucs increase the lead to 23-10. For LaCurtis, Jones was out early during the rain and thunder, lightning and everything, warming up and having a good old time, and he makes a big play here.
There's another one of these Kingsville guys on the recovery. But that's a great play from a block standpoint. Now Kidd tries to reaches out and slap it so it'd only be 2 points. He tried to knock it through the end zone and missed it.
Tell you what, Al Harris is not giving up that ball. Husted for the point after. And it's good. So after 6 preseason games under Tony Dungy yielding just 2 TDs, tonight the Bucs have scored 3 touchdowns and lead at 24-10 over their cross-state rivals, the Miami Dolphins. But you know he's feeling good after his guy, LaCurtis Jones, blocks the punt, and then Al Harris falls on it for 6. What do you think, Scott? Jimmy Johnson not real pleased. Jimmy hates those kinds of breakdowns. That is for sure. Clayton Holmes deep to receive the kickoff from Husted. It's a beauty. Wow. Rise from 9 yards and then out of the end zone. That is a big-time kick. Bucs lead it by 14 over the Miami Dolphins. Tampa Bay looking for its first win of this preseason. We return right after this. Here's how they blocked that punt.
See that opening come right up the middle, and LaCurtis comes right down, takes it off the foot. LaCurtis bought himself another week on this football team. I mean, that's what you have to do when you're one of the guys trying to prove that you should stay around, and LaCurtis did so. Bought himself another week to make another big play next week.
Wilson 20, Spikes 35 in the backfield for Craig Erickson, down by 2 touchdowns. Dumps it off, and he's got Spikes. Spikes with a first down. Al Harris, who scored that touchdown, last touchdown for the Bucs, 12-yard gain.
Let's see Erickson. Look at his eyes. See him survey that field. He looked everywhere looking for a receiver and knew exactly where his outlet was.
Shelton Quarles, the injured Tampa Bay Buccaneer, on the field, the right linebacker. We'll see how he is doing when we return. Bucks by 2 touchdowns. Sideline, good to see that. Here's how he got hurt. Here's 53 at the bottom of your screen. Oh, and he got kicked in the shin by Al Harris. So LaCurtis Jones, number 57, is in the game. Miami on a 1st and 10 from its own 32. Erickson. Deep ball. Got a man down the middle. Into Tampa Bay territory at about the 43-yard line. That's Ed Perry, the tight end.
They like Big Ed. He's one of the guys vying for a lot of playing time on the Dolphins offense. Ed is a big target, and this is a very good throw. Erickson still bounces his head around, you know, moving the safeties around to give his receivers a little bit more room to safeties react. Here's a look at Big Ed. He's drafted in the 6th round. He's got a prototypical body. He was a Walter Camp All-American, so that shows that he had some accomplishments in college.
Wilson is the up back. Fake it to Spikes. Erickson throwing. Got a man. Bumping. Manning, does he come up with it? No, they wave it off. Randy Barber covering for Tampa Bay. Try to get it to Manning, number 18.
Randy Barber is the guy that they hope will come to play maybe mid-season, toward the end of the season this year. He's got a good body, a little raw, though, in his techniques. Just watching him in practice every day, doesn't quite know the pro game yet, but look at him. That's real good coverage and good position. Still raw. 15 college interceptions, so you know he's got game. 3-time All-ACC and a very tough tackler, so he's got a big future with this team.
Greg Erickson, 6 of 13, 91 yards for Miami, down by 2 touchdowns on the left side, entire left side move. 74, Brent Smith, Randy Wheeler.
False starts, 74, offense, still 2nd down.
Back them up by 5. Battle of former University of Miami quarterbacks. And right now, Erickson a little bit more productive, so Walsh's team leads here in the 3rd preseason game for the Bucks, 4th for Miami. Miami will finish up next Thursday against Washington. Will be in Orlando next Friday against the Jets. Completes it to Perry, getting some more work. 2nd catch on this series. Not a big gain at all.
No, but you know, Big Ed is trying to make his points on this team.
Hey guys, I guarantee if you look at the stats with this defense, primarily it's on the football field right now. Mincy and White and Balisari and hey, these guys have performed. Tioka Jackson, look at the numbers. I think you'd be impressed.
Yeah, you're right. This defensive unit has done a real good job.
3rd and 12 for Erickson. Throws behind his intended receiver. That's Charles Jordan, number 88. Had him wide open. Was that Dawson? Number 86, Dawson.
Well, this is the first preseason game that Erickson hasn't looked real sharp, and you have to credit the Buccaneers. I mean, they're flying around. This is good pass protection by the offensive line, so Craig had all the time in the world. He just misses him. He's wide open.
8th consecutive punt. This for the Miami Dolphins. Let's see how the protection is. A lot better than last time. Williams. He found some opening. He gets a block. You never know. Foot race. Kidd had the angle and brings him down at about the 47-yard line. Fine play by Carl Williams. Very impressive this evening.
Correction, that's called the truth.
35-yard return.
Watch him read in here. It was a gutsy catch, first of all. That stop and start worked perfectly. And look how the Buccaneer defenders pulled off rather than committing the penalty there. That was a very smart play. Mark Williams, the linebacker, pulled off. It would have been a clip. Boy, I tell you, the special teams has gone from night to day or day to night.
That's right. It was a nightmare 2 games ago, no doubt about it, against Washington. A lot more productive things tonight. Walsh straight up the middle. Brooks maybe to the, let's say 49. Best they give him progress to the 50. Baron Tanner, number 72, for Miami with the stop. A lot of positives to take out of this game, Beasley. You've got first of all, they got on the board with touchdown.
And the big thing is the defense score. They've been preaching that all preseason. The defense must score. They brought Anthony Parker and other people in here to help him score, and the defense got one on the board.
And that's always been a trademark of Tony Dungy coached teams at Minnesota. 4 years, the defense racked up 19 touchdowns. Second down play, Reggie Brooks. Oh, man, I tell you what, he just cannot find any daylight. Not a lot going on. Walsh looking at a definite throwing situation here.
Yeah, there's just there's nothing there.
Jeff Miller, number 79, trying to clear the way, but nothing going on. Bryce Hunter's in the game, number 2.
Bryce is one of these players who's got to make a play. He's about 219. He's a huge receiver.
Number 2 at the top of your screen. Walsh looking, got somebody over the middle. It's Bryce Hunter. That is way short of a first down. So that'll bring on Tommy Barnhart. These punters have had a workout tonight. 3 and out for the Bucs.
Remember, these teams meet September 21st at Tampa Bay, a night game.
Hey guys, Barnhart, one of the better athletes I've ever met. That's a kicker. I know he's a punter, defensive weapon, but Jason Kidd on the other side, we saw him make a open field tackle. 2 very fine athletes at punting tonight.
High kick, bounces and goes into the end zone for a touchback. 45-yard punt with Tommy Barnhart.
You know, Barnhart has got an excellent arm. Scott and Barnhart were playing catch in Atlanta in the Georgia Dome. And heck, at that time, we hadn't seen a good play by a quarterback yet. And I was thinking, you know, this boy might be the best quarterback on the team. But now we see Trent coming out of the box and playing a lot better. And coming up this September to UPN 44, the Simpsons and Grace Under Fire. And you can join that all-star lineup of Roseanne, Mad About You, and Seinfeld. The Simpsons and Grace Under Fire. That's this September. It's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of good things to see on UPN 44.
Greg Erickson and the Dolphins, down by 2 touchdowns, have 4 wideouts. On this 1st and 10 from the 20, sideline and incomplete. Trying to get it to number 1, Scott Miller, 7-year man out of UCLA.
Eric Carey with a little pressure this time. That's what Eric is trying to do. He's trying to prove that he's got it. They've been keeping a close eye on Eric. There he comes right there at the end. See a little touch on the quarterback right at the end. He needs a sack, a big sack right now.
Sure does. Crowd of 35,024 on hand. 35,024 here at Houlihan Stadium. Last 4:13 to go. Draw to Jarris McPhail. Big room. It's in the 30. Quarles on the stop, 53. Along with the defensive back, number 23. That's Tony Bowie. No huddle offense for the Dolphins. 3rd and 1 at the 29. They give it to McPhail. It's across to number 37. He's got the first down for the Dolphins. Bowie again on the tackle.
So once again, this is real good practice for these teams in their area of offense.
Ball at the 38. Erickson hit from behind after delivering the ball to McPhail, who's run out of bounds at the 40.
These situations are very predictable for an offense. When they're trying to conserve time, there's only 3 minutes and change left in the ball game. Uh-oh. Ball, sir, real close to a late hit there. But when they're trying to conserve time, a lot of these balls will go to the outside so the receiver can step out and stop the clock. But then what you have to watch out for is like an out and go or a stop and go, some type of a double cut when they're trying to get a quick touchdown to get back in the ball game.
From the 39, 4 wideouts for Erickson. Steps up underneath. He's got Juris McPhail to the 46. Shelton Quarles on the stop. Be remiss if we didn't thank our spotter John Holt and our statsman John Nisharoon here in the booth for their help in preseason games here at home. 3 minutes to go. Tampa Bay leading 24 to 10. Look out. And a whistle blows that play dead. Tyrone Leggett had a feed on Erickson.